Remember when I said that Cedar Fair was in trouble and all the 1,000 IQ geniuses rushed to the comments to point out how they retracked the beast and repainted a few rides? Well, here we are, and once again I was proven right. Jokes aside, I can now confirm through multiple reliable sources that Cedar Fair has sold the land under California's Great America to a real estate logistics company, and the park will close when the lease term ends in 6 years. This is incredibly sad news, and the communities with all the people will be losing their home park. In today's video, I wanted to quickly dive into the ramifications of Cedar Fair's decision and go into a little bit more detail about what is actually happening and where the park's rides will be going. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Let's jump in. I had a video planned for today, but once I got wind of this story, I had to talk about it, and the original planned video will be coming out sometime later this week. Anyway, Cedar Fair sold California's Great America's land for $310 million to the real estate logistics company Prologis. Cedar Fair owns the park for at least another 6 years, with an option to buy 5 more afterwards. I'm sure at least a handful of channels covering this story will report that the park will stay open for another 11 years, but I find this highly unlikely, as Cedar Fair would have no reason to extend the lease. Prologis also has the option to terminate Cedar Fair's lease 2 years earlier if they want to. In 2021, Cedar Fair announced they'd be looking for ways to maximize the company's massive asset portfolio, and this sale is a way for the theme park chain to reduce their debt. Cedar Fair purchased the land under California's Great America in 2019 from the city of Santa Clara for $150 million, so they were making a nice profit. A Cedar Fair spokeswoman stated that the park will continue to operate normally and that all entertainment, festivals, and culinary events will remain as planned. I wanted to quickly mention, beyond the link in the description, that nearly all of the information in this video is from an article published by Coaster 101 on his website, so please go check it out and give him some support for his great work. Now that we have the facts down, let's dive into what this means for Cedar Fair and the entire industry. First of all, as I pointed out in the beginning of this video, Cedar Fair is in deep trouble. Talking about selling and closing an entire park is very different than not adding a ride or closing a single ride. This is an entire park. Check out my previous video, where I go into depth as to why I think Cedar Fair is in trouble. But in brief terms, I believe Cedar Fair handled the pandemic very poorly. They didn't really do anything, while competitors were being super creative, like Six Flags, with their Holiday in the Park drive-thrus. Hopefully Cedar Fair can get things together so more of their parks aren't forced to close, and the ones that remain open continue to get world-class attractions. A lot of people are asking why California's Great America, when that was one of their larger parks that actually seemed to get good investment. And truthfully, I don't know. I think a great hypothesis would be that California land is just very expensive, and Cedar Fair would make a ton of money quickly just by selling the park. It should go without saying, but obviously Cedar Fair won't be investing anything into this park, so all those big dreams of hyper and mock multi-launch just flew out the window. Another question everyone is asking, and I don't have a great answer to, is what is going to happen to all of CGA's coasters? I think a few of them will be relocated, while the rest is scrapped. The one I think for sure that will be relocated is Railblazer. I think this would make a great fit, really at any of the lower tier Cedar Fair parks, but I'm particularly eyeing Dorney Park in the old Stinger plot. As for Gold Striker, I don't really know. It's an incredible ride. It would also make a great fit at a ton of other Cedar Fair parks. I just don't know how costly it is to relocate an old wooden coaster, and by the time the park closes, Gold Strike will be 15 years old at least, so they might just scrap it. That would be really too bad though, because that would make a great fit at a ton of their parks, including their flagships like Cedar Point and even Carowinds. As for Flight Deck, it's old and would probably be scrapped, but because of its smaller size, I could totally see them relocating this to Valley Fair. As for Patriot, I don't see the ride itself being relocated, but I could also see the trains moving to Vortex at Carowinds. As for Demon, Grizzly, and the rest of the park's coasters, I think that's it. It's really kind of sad. I'm not sure what they'll do with the flat rides. Maybe they'll just distribute them throughout their parks and call it a day. So that's all. We don't really know much of this at this point, and I'm sure more information will be coming in the following days. I wanted to make this video to let you guys all know what's happening, and hey, maybe we can get Gene Staples on board for something. Obviously, this is very sad news, and the death of any park is depressing, especially one the size of California's Great America. Thank you all for watching, and please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching.